channel here on Kababayan Today from Mommy Mondays. It's really important that we're able to understand our children in order to better communicate with them, because overall it becomes a more loving environment. So let's talk to Edna. Edna, you work with a lot of preschoolers and their parents. What are the problems at that early age? Meron na mga problema at that age?
Marami ng problema, of course. The most is their behavior. Yung tantrums, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big problem.
Okay, from my experience, because I have toddlers, yes, absolutely. I deal with it all the time. And I remember I used to get palo with the belt, okay? We can't do that in America.
No.
We cannot do that in America. And the timeout, just how many times can you put a kid in timeout?
Yes, but then again, you know, if they have tantrums, they will not listen to you. You have to wait until they calm down before talking to them.
See? Kasi pag galit yung magulang, tapos yung anak nagwawala, wala na.
And then the kids will be frustrated and you will be frustrated and it will be a waste of frustration, you know?
Okay, so wag sabayan ng bata.
No, let them cool down first, and then, of course, you compose yourself too. You don't get mad while you know,
because if you lose your cool, then it just shows the child that it's okay to do that.
Yes, you're modeling it. Talk to the kid. Wait until the kid stop the tantrum, and then, you know,
give them that opportunity to express themselves.
Yes, and try to understand what was the cause of it. And then if it's the cause is like you know, the kids is repeating it, and try to avoid that area. You know, sometimes, you know, you can avoid the supermarket where the kids usually do the tantrum, right?
Oh, because they want this, they want that, and I'm like, you're not getting anything.
Exactly.
Tapos nagwala na.
Yes, so try to avoid those areas, and you know.
Premonition, kumbaga, right? Okay, Anna, can you share with us an experience that a parent has come to you and what the problem they dealt with was?
Well, you know, I should probably have a disclaimer that I do work with families that have some form of contact with the Department of Children and Family Services.
Okay.
So there might be some concerns about neglect or abuse. So what I might be sharing might sound like an extreme case, but it's just to kind of highlight what the issues are.
Right.
So I did work with a family where, you know, I think the teen was just so hungry for positive attention from the mom that he would go to the extreme of like staging pretend suicides to see whether mom would like have a reaction where he could feel her love. And that was very extreme. So I understand. So that's really a very sad thought. But when I was working with them, so what I was trying to tell mom is that, you know, and what teacher Edna said about modeling the behavior. So you also want to model the positive behavior that you want to get out of them. And this works also for teenagers. So if you want them to engage with you in a healthy and a positive and, you know, loving way, you have to do that too. Yeah. If you're modeling that you have this hard behavior,
then pareho kayo nagpapatigasan. One has got to give in. And you know, my mom always says this. She says, ang magulang hindi makakatiis sa anak, pero ang anak makakatiis sa magulang. Diba? But that's not always the case. Okay, let's move on. Dr. Joyce, what about you? What are the issues that you've been dealing with on a case-to-case basis?
I think I would probably just share that I'm a mother and I have a 4- and a 7-year-old, and I think just figuring out how to raise them. I've been learning about how it is important to be verbally expressive and say I love you, even though that's not something that, you know, we're really used to in our culture, and also being willing to say when you're wrong. And I know that's really hard. My Lola always said, "I will never surrender," you know, when she was upset at someone in the family. And I've learned that it's weird to say sorry to your child, but sorry, honey, I yelled at you this morning. And then they learn, sorry, mommy, that I yelled at you. So it just feels like we have that openness. And so I would encourage parents to not be afraid to say, I love you and
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Great.
and I know it's hard.
No, that's
Yeah.
great. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I think being
Kimler?
able to show affection is a large issue. I think I've had the privilege of counseling young Filipinos who have had been questioning their sexuality, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender,
Right.
and I don't even remember my parents ever so much as holding hands. So things like when no affection is ever being shown, how much more difficult it is going to be to present an issue that's kind of unexpected for many immigrant parents. And so I think that it's for many youth who are struggling with that, it's just an unknown. It's a huge unknown. Don't know how the parents are going to react. I think for some of the youth that I've counseled, it's been very positive, at least. It's just that because they never had that conversation with their parents, they never seen their parents engage in that.
Right.
They had no idea if their parents were going to be accepting or not.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when we return here on Kababayan Today, pag-uusapan natin yan, acceptance. That's a big word that we need to talk about, as well as what Dr. Joyce has planned for us. Okay, so don't go away on Kababayan Today.